Welcome back to the final episode of Season 2.
Dun, dun,
I am
dun.
Spencer.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Logan.
And I'm also Matt.
Whoa!
We come bearing mats.
Yes, we do.
Does that mean we get two guesses?
No, you do not get two guesses. We have a special guest with us today for our season finale. He hails from Mansfield, Ohio. A funny story about the first time we met. I've known Matt, other Matt, new Matt.
Another Logan friend.
Yeah, I know. You guys need to really carry your weight in friends. No, I met new Matt when I was in probably, what, 9th grade?
Yeah, I think it was 2014.
10th grade. Had to do some math.
Okay.
All right, I'm in 10th grade. I meet him. He came to our church. There was a game where there's trivia like this. This is why he's on this show, because we played head-to-head trivia with questions from different generations, and I beat him twice, and so I got hit him with in the face with a pie twice.
Wow.
Yes.
And
There's
that was
photographic documentation of this.
Yes, that was day one. That was like, hi, nice to meet you. My name's Logan. Bam, pie to the face twice.
Nothing like a lifelong friendship.
And we've been friends ever since.
Exactly.
I love
We
it.
carry the longest Snapchat streak on
That's
my
true.
phone.
How
long-
many?
What are we at now?
We got to be in the 1400s.
Oh, we're past
Wow.
that.
Oh my
1,615 days
Oh, heck yeah.
consecutively. I have had a Snapchat streak longer with you than I have been married or dating my wife combined.
That's actually hilarious.
That's an amazing stat.
Yes.
How many years is that?
5 at least, right? If it's 1600,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, okay, not quite 5.
All right.
4,
Four-
12,
four and some
16.
change, yeah.
Probably around 4. We're calculating it.
Yeah, we're not
So
that smart.
yeah.
If you haven't been listening.
365.25. Sorry, everyone, but that's 4.5 years
That's
Yeah.
insane.
that snap streak has been running.
Wow.
That's wild.
And I have not known Matt very long, but I can already tell his voice way better than ours. Again.
Yeah, that's true.
Again.
We say that with a lot of people, though.
I have a great face for radio, so.
Oh, no.
We're just the 3 worst people to be doing.
Okay.
I guess they're consistently better.
Yes.
Let's kick this off. Let's kick it off. This is a very vital episode.
This is the last
This determines
episode.
This determines who does the punishment.
And Spencer, I asked you this beforehand,
Yep.
but I need to get you on the air officially here.
Yeah.
You're tied with Matt.
I
There
am.
are some pretty not fun things
Yeah.
for whoever loses this. Nothing terrible, but taking the ACT is just not the way you want to on Saturdays.
No,
was my Saturday morning.
I will say, if I could take the ACT sitting next to Matt Warren, if we tie, we
If
are
you tie.
25 and 27 years old.
Oh, man.
That would be killer.
We get kicked out.
That would be killer.
I would love that, first of all. Second of all, if you know a story is true of like mine,
Yeah.
are you going to ruin it because you have this
Yeah.
rivalry with me that you've never gotten over, or are
Yeah.
you going for the win here?
Absolutely no idea. It's gonna be in the heat, in the,
heat of
moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like this.
I could go either way. It really depends on how I'm feeling. That's all.
Good. I like it.
Okay,
Poe is on a tear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cat's over
The
here.
cat's let's
Let's update our
Yeah,
scores
update
here
the
for the
scores.
yeah,
guests.
so our scores, end of episode 11, we have Logan had a strong
Very strong.
episode at 30 points. It's the most I think we've scored.
Yeah, that is the most.
It's the most we've ever scored. Myself and Spencer are coming in tied at 22.
Okay. Not last.
Not last.
Kinda.
So for the first time, I have not been last on this podcast.
That's true, actually.
Since episode 3 of season 1.
That says a lot to your character. You kept grinding.
Oh,
it out.
man.
You are
What did the
America's
guest
team
have?
right now.
Our guests are at 21.
Wow. Nice.
So we've established that Logan can't lose.
Logan cannot lose.
Physically can't lose, no matter how many points that he doesn't get or how many points he loses. We can't catch up.
Yep. Max points this episode's 5.
Yeah, and Logan could lose one, but he physically
6
can't.
isn't. Nope. Yep.
So that being the case, Spencer and myself being tied
Battle
at
for last.
22. It's a battle to
for
not
last.
have to do one random punishment.
Well, so let's kick it off.
Let's.
Let's get the drama going. And
Now, do you have any themes?
I'm honored to
Oh.
be the determining factor.
yes, I do have a theme. I'm a theme guy. I might abandon that because it has not done me well. But We're on Yankovic. I listen to, this is a shameless plug. If you know who Guy Raz is, he runs a great podcast.
Oh, that's a solid show.
Oh, nuts. The Great Creators. Do you actually listen to The Great Creators?
No.
If so, I was going to sound like I am screwed. But he has 2 podcasts, The Great Creators and How I Built This. One talking about how companies are built. That's Poe.
That's how I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one's Great Creators. It's new, and he interviews.
Cool.
So you're familiar with him, Matt?
I'm familiar with How I Built This, yeah.
Yeah, but this is different. This
Good,
is The
good.
Great Creators.
Oh.
A different podcast,
Okay.
same guy.
That's
So Weird Al Yankovic, very, very cool guy.
your theme?
That's my theme.
All right.
I went with no theme. Again.
No theme?
Ooh.
Okay.
I grabbed some
You
stories, threw
haven't
them
been in
together.
a theme in a while, though.
I haven't. It's been doing me well. So,
Yeah.
Get
got
some
a lot of
surprises
points these
for
past
us.
couple episodes.
Logan, you're a theme guy.
Always. Fun with bubbles.
Poe.
That is my theme.
It's all about pose.
Fun with bubbles.
Yep.
Nope. A different type of
first
bubble.
story when I was 3.
Yeah. Okay, so per the usual, Matt, you get to choose who goes first, and you can't choose Logan,
Okay.
unfortunately, because he has to go last, right?
As the deciding. Have we decided this?
Have we not decided?
What's the if Logan goes last,
Then us two go next.
we would just be
Go first.
guessing. I don't know if it
Because if
matters.
we're tied,
You both
going
have to
into
if we're
round
tied
together.
and Logan goes,
Yeah.
we just have to guess his story.
Yeah.
And we
Well-
can either pair up or we can separate, and one wins, one loses,
Yeah.
or we both tie again.
Okay, so you get to choose who goes first. You can pick Logan.
I don't
if you
think
want.
it's going to matter
No.
significantly.
Okay. Spencer, go first.
Okay, deal.
All right.
love
Especially
it.
since it's not for first place.
All right.
Although
Okay.
I feel like being in the race to not be in last place is significantly more
It's kinda
meaningful
fun.
than the race to be
I'm
in
gonna
first.
say I'm more invested in this episode than I have in any of the other episodes.
Next season we gotta do something for first place.
Just 'cause
like
it's
you
kinda
gotta
fun.
have some
Yeah.
kind of like
Prize?
if you get it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have something. Because like last place, it's a fight to not have
Yeah.
to do a date with the cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
ACT test. Like
Yep.
there's a lot of things that's a fight not to do.
A stand-up routine in a comedy club.
Yeah.
Stand-up routine.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's get going. So my theme is Weird Al. I have 3 options.
Okay.
How he got his first instrument,
Hmm.
where he released his first song,
Okay.
or how he got his name.
Hmm.
I feel like there's a very distinct order that these should go in.
Yeah. Let's do the instrument one.
Instrument. Okay. You all know Weird Al. He
Who?
plays, yeah, Weird Al, right?
Yeah.
Plays the accordion.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You may not know how he got it. Growing up, there was a door-to-door salesman that came to his house and offered his mom to give lessons to Alfred, either guitar or accordion. And his mom chose the accordion, saying he could be a one-man band. And therefore, he started taking accordion lessons.
Oh, they're short.
That was short.
Okay.
Is that just the line from Music Man?
Nope. What's the next one?
Skip right over that.
All right. How he got his name?
Music, man.
The name? You want the name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Weird Al Yankovic got his legendary name Weird Al in high school, when his 2 best friends consistently called him weird for the way he would hold his silverware and pencils. Finally, after hearing it one day, Weird Al said, "Yep, I'm weird, Weird Al." They all laughed and it stuck. Later, when he started to write his parodies, he named himself Weird Al as a tribute to his friends.
He's just like me.
How do you hold your cutlery?
Find out. I don't know.
Is there something I need to know here? Is it
No.
like
He
No.
doesn't. He does never use alternative.
No, I've been told that, and I think this is a very kind way of saying it, that the way that I hold things, you can tell that I'm a pianist.
Oh, interesting.
I would actually agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay, next.
Give me your third story, Spencer.
Okay. Weird Al's first nationally released song was actually recorded in the bathroom across from his college campus's radio station because it had better acoustics. So he set up a microphone and a stool in there and recorded his first song, My Bologna.
The bathroom had better acoustics than the studio.
He was not able to afford a studio.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's already got to be false.
Yeah.
With the acoustics. All right. These are so short, and I don't know enough about Weird Al
short.
to
Yeah.
confidently say one. What are you thinking, Matt's?
Matt's.
Ian?
Oh,
Matt's.
no.
Yeah, which Mats? What do you got? Anything sticking out to you?
Well, I think he's got like Polish heritage, right? So like, there's the. I'm wondering if the accordion thing is wrong because maybe it's more of maybe it's passed down in the family, or that just could be what influences mom to say, "Oh yes, accordion. We're Polish. Like we want to learn polka or something."
I thought I'd heard he got his accordion from like a grandpa or something.
Okay.
And like an heirloom, and he had just started teaching himself to play it. But I don't know. I'm not confident in that, and I wouldn't stick to it.
I feel like his name is wrong, and that's where like now you guys are like,
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like the bathroom one's true. Like it feels it is maybe it's false because it's an appropriate start for him. Mm-hmm. To start it off with, hey, what'd you do? Well, couldn't afford anything. Had this great parody. Why not? I worked at the radio show and I filmed in the bathroom. Like, I don't know. But I think I'm leaning towards his name not being given from his friends. But that's a high school thing. So like
Enough to lock that one in?
I don't know. You're pushing me, so
You
I feel
wanna
like
wait
you
a minute?
know.
No. If I could push you to win this, I would, trust me. But no, I don't.
I think I'm still attached to the instrument one. Just the door-to-door salesman is such a specific detail that it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna lock in the name.
I'm gonna do the instrument. How we got it. The salesman.
Can I
strikes
also
me.
pick the instrument?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll lock in the instrument.
Yeah, we have two on
Is
the
this a
instrument.
typical
So-
Spencer stumps the guest and doesn't stump everybody else, so he gets no points?
Spencer,
Right. So here's the
one
deal.
do tell us.
The bathroom is true.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
So he couldn't afford a studio, and he literally ran a wire through the production of the radio station and recorded it in the bathroom. And there is a plaque in his college where he recorded in the bathroom. There's a plaque.
That's awesome.
So it had some cool reverb, and that's why he recorded it there.
Yeah.
The door-to-door salesman, 100% true.
Frick.
Wow. 100% true.
Wow.
wait. Let me explain. So apparently, yeah, like door-to-door salesman came, and the two options were guitar or accordion, and his mom was like, "Let me pick accordion, one-man band." And there's apparently a guy named Frankie, who's Yankovic, who also played the accordion, and she was like, "Oh, there can be another Yankovic that plays the accordion," and Frankie has no relation to him, and so yeah.
Wow.
And the name is false. I just made it up. I was like, how would be a cool way to kind of get a name? And my buddy Lawrence, I'll follow it. I will call him out. Holds the silverware so weird that it's hard to watch. And then the way my brother holds his pencils is different too. And so I was thinking
You
of
like
those
full
things.
grip them and just
No, the way Lawrence holds it, I can't even explain it. And Nolan like kind of grips it a little strong, but yeah, for the pencil. So Matt was right, but I still got 2 points.
So he got one. You got
got two.
Wow.
Holy cow.
I was.
you guys.
The guest has been stumped.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
door-to-door salesman legitimately came to his house.
Oh my gosh.
Per Weird Al.
Yeah.
I knew it was a thing back then. I just. I was under the same assumption of like Polish family. I remember hearing like his mom had some influence on his music career.
Yeah,
which
because she
did
picked
miss.
it out, yeah.
But I was thinking like heirloom gets passed down.
Well, and like I think my sticking point with the door-to-door salesman is like, why would you like be selling a service door to door,
Yeah,
like as
that's
opposed
what
to
I
a
thought
product,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Like why are you selling like
Guitar and
yeah.
accordion. It was like lessons
Lessons.
/ like instrument lessons. Yeah, it was weird.
That's
Was
so
this-
bizarre. I love that.
Was the salesman also singing and dancing in the streets?
No idea. But I think that same salesman gave him lessons, and this was just from the memory of the podcast. I think the salesman gave him lessons for like years, or it was maybe someone that he was
Sure.
selling for, but it was
Really?
like years. Yeah.
Dang.
So that's how he got the accordion started.
Incredible.
So you got
Well
2 points
done.
there.
Yeah, dose.
Dang.
Yeah, dose.
Well-
Give me a little bit of a cushion, but
That's.
Guys.
I'm
you're up.
sorry.
Who do you want to go next,
I
Logan
was
or Matt?
fooled.
All right, let's do Matt next.
Oh no. Alrighty.
I like it.
3 stories for you.
Oh boy,
Nothing new.
themeless stories.
Yes.
Are you farmer enough?
No.
New Jersey chainsaw massacre. No pants. Plus Waffle House equals front page news.
No pants. No pants.
No pants. All right. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got to get into the mood.
Hit it, Matt.
Bonus points.
All right. No pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. First off, have you guys been to Waffle House?
Yes.
Not in a
Their
long time.
employees.
Not a long time ago. Yeah.
a group of Waffle House employees could take on Marines, I'm convinced. That is a different environment.
I love it. All right.
Not sponsored.
Who doesn't love a good old trusty Waffle House late at night? It's always there, always open, and always an interesting time. Well, this story is no different. It involves pants, or doesn't involve pants. A getaway driver and Waffle House taking the W.
I've had a story like this once.
Is this about me?
How'd you hear
Logan's
this?
autobiography?
It's like, no!
This shouldn't be public.
The story starts off November 2018 when a wannabe burglar crashed through the ceiling in a Waffle House in Alabama.
The ceiling?
The ceiling.
Okay.
This rookie started his journey in the bathroom where he used his pants to keep the door shut. His plan was to crawl through the ceiling and exit above the office to grab whatever goods he could. Somewhere along the way, he took the wrong turn. Should have been using Google Maps, not Apple Maps. As he fell through the ceiling above the kitchen. Now, for those who know Waffle House, you don't mess with the kitchen staff, as we stated earlier.
Yes.
After the fall of the ceiling, though, the staff tried to grab him. He slipped away and jumped into the car of his getaway driver. Now, it may sound like Waffle House took the L this time, but the man left his pants in the bathroom. That had his wallet and ID, giving Waffle House the victory in the pantsless robbery
So
story.
they arrested him?
They did end up catching him.
Incredible. The only reason
Obviously, they put a
So
warrant.
he
They put a warrant
yeah.
out because
Yeah.
he drove
So
away.
he tried to climb through the roof. He broke in the roof.
Ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah.
fell through,
Fell
drop
through.
ceilings,
Drop ceilings.
Waffle House.
And fell through the ceilings onto the kitchen.
And try to go, trying to get into the office.
The only reason I don't believe this is because I've never seen a Waffle House staff let someone get away.
Oh, no.
I mean, they put you
Have
through
you seen the
some
most
training.
recent Waffle House videos?
No.
The lady catches a chair like mid-throw.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh,
I'll
I've
show you
seen
guys
that. I've
later.
seen that. I've
This
seen
chick
that.
chucked in. She's like,
I'm just thinking
I've seen that.
the old Vine where there's like two people clearly in a fist fight. I think
Yeah.
one of them's an employee, and the one taking the video is like, "Can I please get a waffle?"
Yes, I've seen that. That's a good one, too.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so
Gives
that's-
you something to think about.
all right, so you got New Jersey Chainsaw Massacre, or Are You Farmer Enough?
Are you farmer enough?
farmer enough?
Yeah,
That's a question we ask around here a lot.
sure is. I guess I'm an expat to this very rural area, and I often feel like I'm not farmer enough.
So, farmers in France are suing the platform Farmers Only to expand the definition of farmers. The country's farmers are some of the most efficient in the world, but they're struggling to find love. They use online dating platforms like Farmers Only, but the problem is the definition of farmer varies, especially when you expand outside of the United States. France wants to expand the definition of farmer to include people who work in agricultural industries, such as farm workers, crop dusters, viticultures, which are like wine farmers, and livestock breeders. This would give France farmers a much wider pool of potential mates to choose from.
All right. So here's my farmers only story.
Wait.
Cody, our last guest.
Oh, no.
Oh
and
no!
several friends in high school. I'll give Cody plausible deniability. I don't know that he was included. Made a farmers only account for another friend of ours
That is hilarious.
in high school and got him set up a date or whatever through farmers only for a friend
That is so
that was
funny.
single at the time. And
I've done that for a
he
few
might not have been in it. So Cody, when you listen to this, if you were not, walk down the hall and tell me. I still laugh about that. It was funny. It was harmless.
I help out with youth group at church, as Logan said earlier, and that's how we know each other. But my small group of students at one point decided that they would take it upon themselves to make a Christian Mingle account for me on my behalf.
Oh, that is hilarious.
yeah. And
Did it work?
no.
That's awesome.
Okay. I don't know
All
yet.
New Jersey Chainsaw Mass is the last one I have for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hit us with it.
A former Amtrak employee named Jose Rodriguez pleaded guilty to selling $76,000 worth of chainsaws and other chainsaws parts belonging to Amtrak. Jose had been an Amtrak senior engineer and had obtained the equipment from Amtrak under false pretense between March 2012 and July 2020. He sold the equipment online and through mail to buyers in various states. Rodriguez has been charged with mail fraud, which carries a penalty of 20 years in prison and $250,000 fine. He was sentenced April of 2022.
It's interesting that the charge is mail fraud and not just like embezzlement or something. That, yeah. Okay.
I am not a judge.
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
I have my thoughts, but I'd like Spencer to lock his in first.
Ooh.
Do you know which one's true?
No, I don't, but I know
just
which
have
one I
thoughts.
believe the least. and my reasoning behind, and it might be wrong, but if I'm putting myself in the mind of a writer, what are the things I'm looking for? What are the things that I can Google that are true to make it fit into place?
Yeah.
And with that in mind, I have a story that I'm going with.
Oh.
Then lock it in, Logan.
I don't even know which one you'd be going with.
I'll lock it in without explanation, the third one.
What was the third one?
The New Jersey Chainsaw Massacre.
okay. Sorry, I never remember which order I told these in.
Without explanation, I'm locking that one in. And I have
So
little
we
to
went
lose.
Waffle House,
Yeah.
Farmers, Chainsaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm locking in Chainsaw. I'll explain more later. I just don't want to be too helpful this episode. I have little to lose.
I think I'm most suspicious of the Waffle House one for the main reason that I've not been in a Waffle House that has a separate kitchen. The kitchen is really just behind a counter in the main dining area. And so
I think that's the point,
specifying
though,
that he fell through the ceiling in the kitchen versus in front of customers, you know, I think I'm going to lock in that one. Lock in
Okay.
Waffle House.
I like
Waffle
it.
House, Chainsaw.
Yeah. Spencer?
I have no idea. What's the issue?
It's
I
not-
don't know.
It's not a Waffle House.
So
it's a Waffle Home.
I think the Waffle House is true.
Open concept of Waffle.
I'm gonna back away from the Waffle House. I actually think that one's true. What was the second one?
We went Waffle House, Farmers, and then we went Chainsaw.
Lawsuits are crazy. Lawsuits are nuts. I could just see that one being true.
This is where he goes through and says, "I can see them all being true."
yeah.
No, the first one I'm staying away from.
I
The
wonder
Waffle
what
House.
the-
I could just see crazies at Waffle House. I'm sorry, I don't know why.
Weird things happen
And
at
you're the
Waffle
guest,
Houses.
so if he gets it, that's -1. It's only 1. Like, okay, whatever.
Oh, strategic.
Like, do you know
So-
what the criteria are for like allowing someone on Farmers Only? Like, if they're trying to expand them, like what?
Yeah.
What do you have to like
That
show as
was
proof
actually
that you're a farmer?
a
Like,
question because it was so vague. We could just put a friend down in high school, and I don't know if they just took a picture of his from like, you know, we're all in cornfields around here.
Yeah.
And lied and said he was a farmer, or if it's actually pretty loose terms, because I can't fathom them being that strict, like
Yeah.
dairy farmers only. I don't know.
is that a thing? Dairy farmers
No,
only?
no,
Oh.
I don't know. That would be.
It's just,
I thought about that as well.
How many cattle do you have?
Screw it.
200.
But I locked into the third one for a completely random reason.
So
I'm interested in what your reasoning was.
I will
later.
explain. I'm torn between the France Farmers one and the one Logan locked in the
Chainsaw?
The chainsaw.
Yeah.
Because when you were telling the chainsaw, I was like, could he just put all these names in, all these like stuff, just Google it? But would you do that?
I don't know if that's a valid answer for any story.
Okay,
I've ever
I'm just
told.
I'm gonna spread it out, and I'm gonna go.
Farmer?
This is tough. This is so tough. It's either 3 points. Do I want the farmer one or do I not want the farmer one? The age-old question, Matt. Is it the farmer one
Is it the farmer
or
one?
is it the other one? I've
Is
heard
it the
lawsuits with the
other
farmer,
one?
but in France, where the heck would you hear that at?
Are you up to date on your French lawsuits?
I'll lock in the farmers.
Okay.
Are you up to date on your friend's law?
I'll spread it out, lock in the farmers.
I'll give you my
Alright.
reasoning on the third.
Yeah, what's your reasoning?
First off, lots of names is always red flags because articles only ever talk about 1 or 2 people. But when you look up penalties for crimes, it's really easy to do things like Google maximum penalty for mail fraud or whatever, like 20 years, 250,000, but they never actually get that. And so when you said like 20 years, 250,000, it just rings to like, I would Google that exact like mail fraud penalty, put it in a story, and it struck me.
Tell me the Waffle House one is true.
Waffle House one's true.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my
That
mind.
one's true. So I got at least 1 point on
There
that.
was no doubt in my mind.
Just some weird stuff happens in Waffle Houses. That's like a Florida story. Like
Yeah.
Florida Waffle Houses border
Well, if
Jurassic
you add
Park.
Florida into any story.
Yeah.
So which one
Guess
was
is quite
false?
gullible, I'm learning.
Chainsaw was also true. The false story was the farmers.
See, you got 2,
We'll
Spencer
take
got
it.
1.
We're tied
That was
again.
two.
That was like my
Repeat
other
of last
Spencer
year.
got-
You were
that was
going
like my other
farmers.
doubt. That's like how, under what jurisdiction is this lawsuit happening, right? Like
Yeah.
if it's a nation state like France.
If it's just somebody throwing
suing a
out a
private
lawsuit.
company, like,
Yeah. I thought that. I
No.
just couldn't get over the mail fraud. Just like how simple
farmer.
of a search that would be
I
when
think
writing it.
I was reading something about like dating apps and something, and I was like, all right, maybe we can like farmers and not being included.
The reason I picked
Yeah.
farmers is I could just see
no,
Matt
you picked it
making-
because of the spread. That's why.
No,
you
no, no, no.
picked it.
That was the one I was
pissed.
originally leaning for at first. I could just see Matt writing like something about farmers only. That's just right up your alley. But and a little luck. Okay, Logan.
I didn't write that story.
Who wrote it?
I threw in an AI generator and gave it some content and
Are
filled
you
it out.
kidding me?
You use ChatGPT?
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
me?
that's just something. So I just kind of gave it.
That
like,
is hilarious.
Here's my parameters. It's farmers only getting sued because they're not farmer. Like there's
That
not
is
enough
so
inclusion.
funny.
And then I adjusted. Like I had to read through
Yeah,
it
yeah.
and make some changes, and then went from there.
Is that the first time you've done that?
No, I've done the past like 5 episodes.
That is
All my
hilarious.
false stories have been
That's-
AI generated.
No wonder he's done so much better. Wait, no, dead serious. When he writes the stories,
Yeah.
It's trash.
His false
that
stories
is crazy.
were basically waving red flags for us, and you did get significantly better like 5
Now
episodes
you
ago.
do have
Like,
to. You
out
have
of
to
the
be careful
blue.
because you have to check those stories.
Yeah.
Right,
that
right.
explains
Because
why.
that's like
He was down
it's
like
pulling
7 points.
information from like thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of sites
Yeah.
online,
That's crazy.
and it just kind of generates. And
That also
I
explains
don't
why.
know if I used that exact website.
That
but
why he shot up so
Last,
quick?
well, no. Why last episode? Why you told me you always check your lies? I was like, who would check a lie? Like, if I type a story, it's
Oh.
not
Always
real.
check it.
Yeah.
And you said you always check your lies. That makes sense because yours might be real.
Because we just write ours.
Incredible.
Ever since I started
No.
increasing in points, that was the first time I
That
used AI
is
to
so
write.
funny.
I respect that.
He has
And
he
the
finds ways
stories,
to win.
you can literally be like,
Find
listen,
ways to
I
win.
need 2 paragraphs, 3
That
sentences
is
each.
comical.
Here's my parameters.
That is
Yeah.
You just have to
so
check
funny.
them.
The magician has revealed his secrets.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny. Well, Logan, take us
Well
home.
done. All right.
Land the
Last
plane.
episode, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
We're might as well.
We're gonna end this time.
That is so funny.
Love it.
I hope
I wouldn't be
so.
opposed.
Duet comedy club.
You want to do it? Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, boy.
Double
All
date
right.
cardboard cutouts.
We're
That would
doing
be funny.
fun with bubbles.
Ryan Reynolds.
Fun with bubbles.
Yes. Do you guys want tulips and 0 cents? How the tulip industry crashed the Dutch economy? Do you want never invest with the law? Or do you want Sir Isaac Newton investment degenerate?
It's up to you, Matt.
Yeah.
Let's start with tulips.
All right. Tulips, 0 cents. How the tulip industry crashed the Dutch economy. In 1636, the entirety of Dutch society went crazy over exotic tulips. As Scottish author Charles Mackay wrote in 1841 in his wildly popular Memoirs of Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds, quote, as prices rose, people got swept up in speculative fever, spending a year's salary on rare bulbs in hopes of reselling them for profit. Mackay dubbed this phenomenon the tulip mania. A gold bait hung temptingly over people. This is a quote also from him on the time frame. A gold bait hung temptingly out before the people, and one after another they rushed to the tulip marts, like flies around the honeypot, wrote Mackay. Nobles, citizens, farmers, mechanics, seamen, footmen, maidservants, even chimney sweeps, and senior citizens dabbled in the tulips. The price of a single tulip bulb had gone from 20 guilders, which I, to be fair, have no idea what that means, to over 5,000 guilders. We can just appreciate the growth.
Yeah.
That was the most expensive one on record.
What, 250 times or something?
Yes.
Yeah, 2,500 times?
Even famous Dutch painter Jan
times,
van
yeah.
Goyen got caught up in the craze, allegedly spending her life savings on tulip bulbs. The craze quickly ended, however, with the tulip market bursting in February of 1737, not even 8 months after it had taken off. The bubble left the Dutch economy in ruins, with so many people having thrown one or several years' worth of money into tulip bulbs, which are now worth little to nothing. I'm sure there's a valuable lesson about investing your life savings in a flower bulb somewhere in here, but it should go without saying at this point.
Can I get a clarification on the years? I thought I heard 1636 and then 1737 and 1 year difference.
1737, I misspoke on the first one. 1737, and it was 36 is when it started. 1737 is when it crashed.
Okay.
Location.
What?
Location.
The Netherlands, right?
Netherlands.
Holland, yeah.
Netherlands. Northern.
The Dutch.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
The
I didn't learn that on my trip to Netherlands.
the quotes from
I'm aware of.
the Scottish 1800s author, like the diction checks out. If this is a lie, you did a really good job with that.
I feel like it sounds familiar enough, but I'm trying to like think back to when we went to the Netherlands with Blake and them. and we did some historical.
you were there.
We did
Yeah.
some historical stuff. We went into like a windmill and like we played around and saw everything like that.
Oh, hey,
but like
that's
I
awesome.
don't remember learning much about tulips.
I don't know anything about this, so
Okay.
not a clue.
All right. Who do you want? Sir Isaac Newton, investing degenerate, or never invest with the law?
Of course, they're both about investing.
All three of these. That was the bubble theme.
That was the bubble.
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to make a clarification. The following is not about investment advice. I am not an investment professional giving you investment advice. Legally, do not take this as advice, please. For the love of all that's sacred,
Yeah.
leave me alone.
Yeah. He does give financial advice, but not right now.
Yeah, this is not that. I do, but this is not. This is stories for historical entertainment purposes because of my work.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
sticks in the mud. Go ahead.
Isaac Newton, let's go.
Yep.
Isaac.
It's not a secret that our current stock market has been in a bit of a dip over the past year. Yeah, I know. With modern technology and apps, more and more people are getting firsthand experience of the joys and pains of investing. It's even brought forth a new class of degenerates, so to speak. Stock traders who throw money into high-risk stocks of the day, hoping to ride it to the moon.
Yes.
This isn't a new trend, however. It is one that investors have long had to deal with as they balance a responsible portfolio with the ever-constant desires to get rich quick. Add in a little FOMO, fear of missing out, and you have yourself a good old story from world-famous stock trading degenerate Sir Isaac Newton. 1711, when Britain's South Sea Company launched a new kind of business model, they agreed to take on millions of Britain's war debts in exchange for exclusive rights to trade in the South American seas. There had been stories of riches in South America, and early on they enjoyed a little success on their venture. By 1720, 9 years later, they had agreed to subsume Britain's entire national debt. They leaked stories of the riches they had encountered in the South Seas and soon began selling public stock options in the company. The stock was available in installments, making sure every little level of British society had their chance to own part of this company. Stock shot up from £128 to over £1,000 within the first few months. But then fortunes turned. The government discovered bribery and corruption within the company, and investors began selling as quickly as they bought. The stock price collapsed, leaving many in financial ruins. But where does Isaac Newton fit into this story? Like many investors, he was wary of the company, buying a few shares when they initially went public. He sold when the price topped £350, having tripled his money. Then, seeing his friends' fortunes continue to grow, he repurchased shares in a much larger quantity at roughly £700 each. The stock then collapsed, leaving him down by today's estimates nearly $4 million US. He managed to buy on the upswing and then watched a fortune crumble, making him one of history's most famous stock trading disasters.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Sir Isaac Newton.
And when was he
lost
alive?
Roughly I have no idea. The story took place 1711 to 1720.
There was a stock market then?
I mean, you could buy and sell stock, yeah.
That was kind of what I was wondering is like, it would have been fairly exclusive, but Newton was also sort of in one of the upper echelons of society, right? So it's, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's the third one?
Never invest with the law.
I hate these stories.
Oh boy.
Yeah. 1716. France was plagued by crippling government debts and currency shortages. To solve the crisis, the French regent turned to John Law, a Scottish gambler and finance wizard who proposed using paper currency to jumpstart the economy. With the regent's blessing, Law established a bank and began issuing paper notes that were supposedly redeemable in hard currency such as gold and silver. A year later, he formed the Mississippi Company, a trading venture that was given a monopoly over France's Louisiana territory and its rumored deposits of gold. Law began selling stock in the company in exchange for government-backed bonds and paper notes, and public interest quickly reached a fever pitch. In less than a year, the price shot from 500 livres to 18,000. Once again, no idea what that means. Like, I can't equate that to US dollars, but Law's scheme initially boosted the economy and made many people wealthy. But his Mississippi Company never succeeded in finding the riches in America that were promised. His bank overprinted paper money to meet the people's demands to buy stock, which sent inflation soaring. The whole system came crashing down in 1720 after suspicious investors went to redeem their paper notes and found there was only enough gold in France to cover a fraction of their claims. Bank runs ensued, and the value of Mississippi Company shares plummeted. Many new millionaires saw their fortune evaporate overnight. Law, meanwhile, was forced to flee the country in disguise out of fear of his life.
So two of these three, the two that are true, happened within like 20 years of each other, which is really funny.
Yes.
But different parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, can you give me a recap?
The tulips.
You have tulips. The tulip bulb, up and down, crashed the Dutch economy. You have Sir Isaac Newton losing $4 million on the rise and fall of the South Sea Company. And then you have John Law creating a bank with paper notes promising they were worth gold, but never finding that gold in America. People made a run on the bank and crashed the economy of France.
Gosh.
3 bubbles popped.
Dang it.
3 stories. One of these is a lie.
I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean. There's real gold there. It's just cursed by the Aztec gods, right?
Yes. That's why I never found it.
Yeah, exactly.
The city of gold.
Yeah, they had to either do that or just be zombies forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Sure.
Spencer, do you have any clue?
No, not a clue.
I'm in the same boat.
Part of me really wants the France one to be false, because it's just knowing your libertarian leanings, and I would love for the outcome of this for you to have made up a story about how fractional reserve banking is bad.
Yes.
I am leaning towards the tulips being true.
Okay.
Being true. Being true.
I'm leaning towards that one being false.
I'm leaning towards that one being true. But I have no reason why. And I could tell you I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the France one.
Locking in the
John
France?
Law. Yeah, lock that in.
Nice.
Matt.
This is tough. This is tough. I was in
Do you
your
want to go
shoes last
together
season.
and just pick one together?
And just do it. The punishment
Just do
together.
the punishment together.
Yeah, hold hands, walk into the abyss.
What does Logan take it out of his pocket right now?
No, nothing. I just crossed my arms to try to support the wire that's hitting the table and causing thumping. Sorry.
You're fine.
Gosh.
I honestly have no clue.
Not a clue. I don't even have a guess.
I might just like go to Google and be like, pick a number 1 through 3 and hit enter and see what it picks. Because I have. So your first story is tulips. Tulips
Yeah.
crashed. The second
The
story.
tulip bulb, like the flower.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the 5 points of Calvinism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you heard that story before? The tulip thing.
Which tulip thing?
The
No, not specifically. No, I haven't heard that story.
but something like it.
It kind of tracks. Like I said, I the reason that I was thinking it is convincing, at least, is like when he was quoting from the 19th century Scottish author. It sounded like a 19th century Scottish author. You know.
Yeah.
You can Google that.
You
Names
can,
of-
but
give me
it's
a random name of 19th
honestly,
century
like I'd rather like reward the
creativity.
hustle there. Yeah.
So you've got that one. You've got the England ships. Which one was
Sir Isaac Newton?
Sir Isaac Newton, the one
Yeah.
where he lost,
And then John Law starting his own bank.
and John Wall starting his own. That just sounds like an American thing. I mean,
Yeah.
how many Americans trying to strike gold during that, literally and metaphorically during that time?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm like concerned that it could be false, because he'd be like, "Oh, Louisiana Purchase. They needed money. They need to trade things. I know they sold land and like all that kind of stuff. But like, was there specifically gold? I don't think they bought the land because they thought there was gold.
Right.
My
like-
problem with the Newton story is the word degenerate. I could see Logan working that in there, but that sounded like it came from an article. But then I'm like, who the heck besides Barstool?
If that's
is
the reason,
degenerate?
I'm gonna be so
Yeah.
mad.
Another reason I don't like the or I think the France one is false is that like if there was a belief when France owned the Louisiana territory that there was gold, then why was Napoleon so not eager, but like why was he so willing to sell it? You know, I get that he was a little bit desperate, but like
Yeah,
why was he
that's-
so willing to sell it to Jefferson?
Matt?
I just watched something in the Louisiana Purchase, and I don't remember what exactly happened. And I'm
The U.S. had to
kicking
finance
myself
it from European banks. I remember that.
for doing something else, because people took advantage of that like crazy. But it was,
Yeah.
I thought it was more land and not gold. So There could have been a lot. I mean,
What are you thinking?
Have you locked in, Spencer?
Not yet.
neither of us have.
There's a lot of pressure on this decision, and I get that.
I thought I was going to lose this anyways. Let's, What are you thinking?
I'm so close to locking in the tulip story.
The tulip story?
You
I don't
kn-
think I'm locking that one in, so.
You do you know that story? I feel like
I don't know that. That's the problem.
think you're
I don't
lying to
actually
me.
know that story. We're going to go, the law. What the one you went with, right?
You're doing the second one with Matt.
We're going to go law, lock it in.
Matt's round 2. Spencer, you gonna jump on board all 3? Feet
So,
first.
I think the Isaac Newton one's true. That just sounds too true.
The inventor of calculus being bad at math.
Yeah.
So for principle of one loser, I think I might go the tulips. So I'm going to lock in. But Matt's looking at me like he knows.
It's like, if you lock in the tulips, one of us is going to lose.
yeah, that's a lonely ride.
Unless
yeah,
unless the center
is it-
one was false. Unless Newton
No,
was false,
unless
right?
Newton was false, yeah.
Then we both tie still.
Yeah.
So like, there's still a chance, but like, you locking in something different adds a whole lot more pressure to the whole thing.
Yeah,
If you
It
lock
does.
in the same thing, we tie.
it does. So I'm gonna lock in. I didn't listen to my gut last time. I'm gonna go tulips. Lock in.
All right.
Pressure's on.
We will start by saying
Drum roll,
Newton?
please.
there
Yeah.
will be one loser. Sir Isaac Newton was true.
Yep. I knew that one was true.
They
It sounded like an article.
I wrote it myself. The degenerate was my own term.
I knew it. I knew it.
That was my own
I
term.
knew it.
I was this close to choosing that one.
I knew it.
But he did, in fact, lose approximately, when you account for inflation and the change, approximately by today's standards, $4 million
Yeah.
by being a very poor investor.
Yeah. I love that story for inventor of calculus or one
Yeah.
of the two contemporary inventors of calculus, like just being so bad at probability that he loses $4 million.
Okay,
Yeah.
Logan.
Just being peer pressured into it.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
Break a heart, buddy.
That's what he deserves for
Break
grading
your-
calculus.
Break your favorite heart.
This
Break your favorite heart.
this lie comes
He
with
broke
an
my heart.
explanation.
No, I think
Oh,
he
boy.
got me.
This lie comes with an explanation. So I'm going to break a heart first, and then we're going to have some explaining to do. The tulips, that's a lie.
Yes! Yes!
So here's the
I'm 0
explanation.
for 3, you guys.
I know, I shouldn't have. That's literally what I was thinking when I was going on this. I'm like, he hasn't won one yet.
Yes. Okay, explain.
Here's the explanation. All right. Charles Mackay was a real historian who did write. Those are real quotes from him. He was a satire writer.
No way.
They took him as true, and this was wildly perceived as a true situation. He wrote satire because
That's
he saw the
hilarious.
price of bulbs going up,
Yeah.
and like what the Onion or the Babylon Bee would do, he was like writing these stories and these headlines about how everyone's spending years worth of salaries on this stuff. Someone actually went back and did research, found less than 350 people involved in the tulip trade. There was rises. The prices did go high. Not a single person went bankrupt because of the tulip trade.
Yep.
Yes, there was rises and fall in it. At no point could they tie that to a fall in Dutch economy. His writings that people took as true for a long time were nothing more than satire.
So the reason,
And so I
Go
found
ahead.
this article, and I thought this was going to be my true story because I'm going to do bubbles
Yeah.
and stuff. And I start
Yeah.
reading, I go, this is awesome because this dude wrote satire articles, fooled people for years, and it's not true.
He's
This
still
didn't
fooling
happen.
us.
Yeah.
and here's the reason I said that. I truly zoned out during the John Law one, so I don't actually remember what that story's about. Besides some bank, but all I kept thinking of after he shared the first story was, okay, he stumbled over the quote. He never stumbles over something if it's from like an article, and then
No, I was reading a real quote of his.
I know, and that, well,
But-
and
So
then
your
that's real.
logic
That's the crazy.
doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But then I thought there is no physical way that people lost so much money on tulip bulbs, a flower.
Yeah.
That is just not a real thing. There's no way, and I couldn't get over it.
It was satire.
Yeah.
So
Matthew Ward.
they said it had gone up 25. The biggest increase I saw was like 12-fold, not from 20 to 5,000. So it was like it had gone up over, and that was over a longer stretch of time. They wrote a full article on it on history.com. We share all of our sources if you guys want to read.
Reading.
Yeah, who would do that? But
That's so cool.
yeah. So, where do we end the season at?
I snuck it
Matt.
out by 1. Who's in first?
Who thinks in first?
We'll just read it for the. How many did you get today? You got 2.
I fooled one person on the last.
Two.
Two.
You fooled both of us on the last.
So
you on the
I
last.
got.
You got 4.
4.
I got 3.
3.
I guess got 0.
Guess
0.
Sorry, buddy.
So we end the season with Logan at 32. Good job.
Congrats, man.
Good job.
Well done. Well
second,
done.
Second
Thank
season.
you.
win in a
Second
row.
season, man. Congrats. That's
Back
sweet.
to back.
It's much more fun in the bottom. Spencer with 26. Me with 25.
Yeah.
And having to do
Ripperoni.
the punishment. And our guest Matt with 21, and our guest as a whole with 21.
Right.
That's actually
Yeah.
pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Our
'cause-
guest did
Yeah.
phenomenally.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, as we wrap up this season.
With one exception, apparently.
Yeah. No, there's a
No,
couple.
there's
there was
others
a few
that
others.
just
Yeah, yeah.
bombed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we do appreciate all 12 of our guests. Thank you,
Yeah.
Matt, for being on this show. Thank you to anyone listening that was on this show. We are always open for season 3. We have no one lined up, so if you enjoyed being on the show as a guest, let us know. But we're going to hopefully bring back guest season 3 with a
Yeah.
few more changes.
A
like
little more
always.
twists next season.
There's going to be some updates,
Yeah.
but we have a lot of fun doing this and look forward to putting out more content.
And stay tuned for Matt has a wheel of punishments that we are going to spin.
Yep.
And it's going to be fun for Logan and I.
Yep.
But yeah, stay tuned.
I hate this so much.
Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll catch you next season.
Yes, Matt, thank you for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Toodaloos, guys.
Bye.
Researching crop.